Everybody, it is Tony and I'm back with a brand new video today. Today I am going to open up a box of 1988 Topps. This set was my very first set back in 1988. Was really back into football cards back in the day, and my grandma decided to buy me this set because she knew I'd like sports. The only thing was, half the cards were stolen, and through the years, I've been trying to fill that set up with the cards that were stolen. So, whatever. This is the set, and let's get started. See the pack? I'm not going to eat that. I know what it tastes like. Awful. That's what it tastes like. It tastes like awful. Eric King. We all know what these cards look like, but it's still fun to thumb through these. John Smiley recently was in the, well, not him, but an actor playing John Smiley was in This Is Us. Rick Russell had a nice long career. Kirby Puckett. Rangers leaders. And Pagnazzi. These cards are really crisp. Good shape. Mike Bielecki. Oh. Rick Sutcliffe, the Red Baron. Randy Myers, Nasty Boy. I'm going to send this in just to see if I can win a spring training trip for 1989, or if it'll be returned to sender. I want to do it just to see what happens. Steve Bedrosian All-Star card. Let's say Sparky Anderson. Willie Randolph. Lee Salazar. I got gum residue all over my hands now. Eric Eddie. Tom Browning. Greg Booker. Just remember, it was the 80s, and it was the war on drugs era, so be a superstar, say no to drugs. Tim Wallach. Saw his son play in the minors for a brief time. I don't think he made it past low A. Sean Dunston. This was one of the cards that was stolen out of that set, because I had never got this one. It was always one of my favorites. Bert Blyleven. John Franco. My grandma lived in Indiana, where I grew up, but she lived closer to Chicago, and most of the Cubs cards out of the 1988 set and White Sox cards were stolen. They must have been White Sox and Cubs fans. Andres Galarraga. Matt Noakes. I swear I pull a Matt Noakes card just about out of every Junk Wax era pack I have. Nolan Ryan. Dave Javecki. he wasn't much of a future star. Jim Sundberg, Whitaker, Keith Pendleton, Randy Bush, Junior Ortiz, Don Baylor, Gary Carter, Barry Bonds, Bobby Bowe. It's almost July 1st. It's almost time for Bobby Bonilla Day. Griffey. Oh. Cards are spilling all over the place. Oh, there they go. They're not worth anything now. Damage corners. They keep falling. So also in this set, when I was a kid, my neighbor buddy and I decided that we wanted to skate on these cards on the sidewalk. I don't know what in the world we were thinking, but Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer. So we decided to skate on them, and there's a bunch of marks on some of the cards because we were skating on them. My mom and dad were furious at me for doing that. I'm furious at myself for doing that now. But, little kids. We're morons when we're kids, right? Karkovice. Rick Aguilera. Al Leiter. Future star card. They got that one right. Sid Fernandez. Takes time to go through all these. Thanks for staying tuned. Vince Coleman. Great base stealer. Domingo Ramos. Played for the Cubs for a little while back in the late 80s, early 90s. All these random Cubs that I remember going through this. All these old cards. Bob Boone. Met him once. Nice guy. Dennis Eckersley. I'm sure you guys do too when you go through these old cards and you say, man, I remember when this guy played for my favorite team. Ray Knight. Kim Raines. Bob Denier. Bob Denier was a big part of that 1984 Cubs team. A little before I was into baseball, then I was about 3 years old during that season. 88, 89 is when I got these baseball cards. I wanted to know more about these players. So 88 and 89 is when I really started getting into baseball. Moreland, Jody Davis. Oil Can Boyd. So does anybody know how Dennis Boyd, Oil Can Boyd, got that nickname? Let me know. I have no idea. I'd like to know. There's Steinbach, Giants leaders. Carlton Fisk and White Sox leaders. Gary Rinicky, Dan Plesac, super nice guy. Saw, go back to him, saw Dan Plesac's nephew play in the minors last year. Thought it was his son at first, but the broadcasters corrected me and let me know that it was his nephew. Darren Dalton, Jeff Russell, again, I will not be eating this gum. Please don't ask. I'm going to throw it away as soon as I shut off this video. Tony Pena, Greg Walker, Roger Craig, Rafi Palmeiro. Saw his son play in the minors last year. Played for Frederick. Now he's in Double-A with Bowie. Another John Smiley, another Rick Russell, another Yankees leader, Tim Stoddard, Tom Bolton. Oh, first one where the gum is stuck on. Oh, got it off. Not a lot of gum residue on these. Quite happy about. John Kruk. Andy Van Slyke. Great ball player back in the day. Joe Niekro. BJ Suroff had a nice career. Steve Buechele. Matt Williams wasn't much of a manager. Roger Clemens. Some guys aren't cut out to be managers, and I think Matt Williams is one of those guys. Good ball player, probably a good bench coach, a good third base coach, but not a good manager. Gagne, Donnie Moore, sorry. Tragedy on his life, that's for sure. Especially after giving up that home run. What was it, 1986? Oh, yay, the checklist. 1986 ALCS, and his life kind of spiraled after giving up a big home run to the Red Sox. 86. Drugs. Other messes. I think it was a 30 for 30 or something like that they did on Donnie Moore several years ago. Might be wrong on a 30 for 30, but I do remember watching some show about Donnie Moore and that tragedy after the 86 season. Mike Morgan, Harold Baines, Hall of Famer, and Bruce Bochy. Alright. Almost done, guys. Joey Cora is now a third base coach. Ed Lynch, one of the worst front office guys in history. Frank Viola. Grabbed his rookie card a few weeks ago. Caden Williams. Had a nice little run as a GM for the White Sox, but then kind of petered out there at the end, especially with his terrible moves that he made. Another Dan Plesac. Terry Francona. He used to manage in my hometown in South Bend with the then South Bend White Sox. He coached, he was a manager for the Barons, Birmingham Barons, when Michael Jordan played for him in 94, was it? Boa. How does a young guy like Terry Francona go about managing the great Michael Jordan? Saw a story about that recently on ESPN.com or something like that. Probably not ESPN because I don't really watch ESPN or read ESPN. Ricky Henderson. One of the big rookies in this is Tom Glavine. Have the card already and haven't seen it yet. Think that's the highest book valued card in this set. Billy Ripken and Bill Buckner. Round out that pack. I got gum residue on my shirt too. And it's black. Awesome. Tony Gwynn. Mike Mason. Have no idea who that is. Don't even remember the name. Mike Schmidt. Know that guy. Dave Winfield. David Lopes. And Phillies leader card. Get to Colby. Darrell Evans. Nolan Ryan, Dave Chavecki, Larry Sheets. I bought one of those Fairfield boxes. Not sure if I did a video on it. I don't recall if I did or didn't. But I opened up the Fairfield box, and right in a row, there were 5 Larry Sheet cards. And I was like, holy cow. And they were all 89 or 90 Upper Deck, and I'm like, thanks. This is... Oh, there's a big rookie, Tom Glavine. Look how young he looks. But that's one of the bad things about opening up those pharmacy boxes. You get stuff like that where you get 5 Larry Sheets Upper Deck 1989 cards. Benito Santiago. Do you guys have any horror stories like that where you get 5 Larry Sheet cards? I'm kind of bitter about it, can you tell? Nolan Ryan card on the back. Eddie Murray. Turn back the clock. That's one of the first ones. That is the first one I've seen. Bobby Bowe. Nolan Ryan. Ernie Witt. I know I'm going through these kind of fast, but you know, a lot of these guys on this set nowadays, we have no idea who they are. We can't remember them. Like Craig Lefters, can't tell you who he was. Frank Torpedo, Ozzie Guillen, Don Sutton. Does Don Sutton still broadcast for the Braves? Is he out of broadcasting now? Devon White, Pettis. Sorry about the reach, guys. Another Steve Buechele, another Matt Williams, another Roger Clemens, another Fred McGriff, Daryl Boston, Ozzie Virgil, Lee Mazzilli, Jerry Hairston. His son played for the Cubs, Jerry Hairston Jr. I don't remember if Scott Hairston did or not, but no, Jerry Hairston did, definitely, because he got traded for Sammy Sosa. Another Bob Denier, Marvell Wynn. Gosi, Bob Brinley, great broadcaster. Jim DeSays, great broadcaster. Barry Bonds, it's a little off center there. Joe McGrain, I like Joe McGrain's stuff on MLB Network, or at least when he was on there. I can't remember if he's off Major League Baseball Network or not. Too many things to do and too many things to remember. Lee Smith, Rick Schrom, Mitch Williams, Mario Soto, Dave Clark, Roger Clemens, Bob Patterson. Played for the Cubs for a little while. About 5 packs left, guys. Thanks for staying tuned in. Cal Ripken Sr., Lenny Dykstra. Never heard a good thing about Lenny Dykstra. Carlton Fisk. Was talking to somebody recently about Lenny Dykstra, and no kind words came out of that mouth about Lenny Dykstra. Hopefully, with all these cards, I'll be able to complete the set. Replace some of the damaged cards and get all the stolen. All right, sorry about that jump there. Had some recording issues, but I'm back. Again, just wrapping up these last few cards. Saberhagen. Eric Schau. Recording issues. So let's get right back to it. Jim Raines All-Star card. So many recording issues. I think I need something new to record these. It's becoming a pain in the butt. Hey, Bo Jackson. Don't think I have that card. Ossenmacher. Another one of those random Cubs that I remember. Another Bo Jackson. I don't think we had one the entire box until the last few packs. Crazy. Mike Greenwell, Cup card. That was one of the few that they hit on in this set. A lot of them are has-beens and never will be's. I did get Mike Greenwell right. Michael LaValliere. Ooh, is that the seams in the AstroTurf? Oh my word. Thank goodness they don't play on that stuff anymore. Another awesome checklist. Dave Concepcion. Tony Gwynn, one of my all-time favorites. Even though he was never a Chicago Cub, he was always one of my favorites. Enjoyed his broadcasting too. Jay Bell, former Pittsburgh Pirate. play for the Diamondbacks too? I'm almost positive he did. All right, last pack, guys. Von Hayes. Another Tom Glavine rookie. Doug Signs. Viola. Paul Nochi. Another Ken Williams. And that is it. The cards down at the bottom if you are interested in those. Ricky Henderson, Mike Schmidt, Kent Tekulve, and Nolan Ryan. The box is a little beat up. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Sorry it was a long one. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.